So if you want to see this premise done well, let's look at a story that tackles the subject of android slavery with better writing. Without further ado, let's introduce this show, Star Trek: The Next Generation. There's this episode called The Measure of a Man. This story explores mass-producing a lifelike one-of-a-kind android named Data. In order to achieve mass production, Data needs to be disassembled for research purposes. If done improperly, Data may lose his memories, effectively dying. If done successfully, Data will be put back together as if nothing ever happened. Regardless of Data's fate, mankind would be a step closer at creating mass-produced robots for the sake of humanity's convenience. Despite the obvious benefits to humanity, Data refuses to undergo the procedure due to the lethal risk. However, the antagonist says that Data doesn't have a say in this, since he doesn't consider him a sentient being. That means he's not entitled to the rights that other races in the Federation have. Data is merely a machine, property belonging to Starfleet, and as such, Starfleet may do whatever they want with Data. So due to his classification as a non-sentient machine, Data has been denied the freedom to choose. While Picard doesn't deny that Data is indeed a machine, he disagrees with the claim that Data lacks sentience. Picard then asks Maddox what defines a sentient being. Three things arise: intelligence, self-awareness, and consciousness. While Maddox agrees Data is intelligent, he's convinced that the other two don't apply to Data. Picard then pressures Maddox with this question.
What about self-awareness? What does that mean? Why am I self-aware?
Because you are conscious of your existence and actions. You are aware of yourself and your own ego.
Commander Data, what are you doing now?
I'm taking part in a legal hearing to determine my rights and status. Am I a person or property?
And what's at stake?
My right to choose. Perhaps my very life.
My rights. My status, my right to choose. My life. Well, it seems reasonably self-aware to me, Commander.
Data now fulfills two of the three criteria, leaving one left: consciousness. But what is consciousness, and how does one measure it in a machine? How does one measure consciousness in a human? If Data possesses even the tiniest amount of it, what does that make him? Does his makeup as a machine still make him property if he qualifies as a sentient being? If Data is sentient enough to refuse this procedure, wouldn't every replication exhibit the same amount of sentience as the original? So if you willingly restrict the freedom of one being, then you restrict the freedom of a group based solely on what they're made of. Would humanity knowingly create life to deny them freedom for the sake of personal gain? How would other races react to this act of progress? This discourse then crescendos to this Picard monologue.
A single Data, and forgive me, Commander, is a curiosity. A wonder even, but thousands of Datas. Isn't that becoming a race? And won't we be judged by how we treat that race? Now tell me, Commander, what is Data?
I don't understand.
What is he?
A machine!
Is he? Are you sure?
Yes!
You see, he's met two of your three criteria for sentience, so what if he meets the third? Consciousness in even the smallest degree. What is he then? I don't know. Do you? Do you? Do you? Well, that's the question you have to answer. Your Honor, a courtroom is a crucible. In it we burn away irrelevancies until we are left with a pure product, the truth, for all time. Now, sooner or later, this man, or others like him, will succeed in replicating Commander Data. Now, the decision you reach here today will determine how we will regard this creation of our genius. It will reveal the kind of a people we are, what he is destined to be. It will reach far beyond this courtroom and this one android. It could significantly redefine the boundaries of personal liberty and freedom, expanding them for some, savagely curtailing them for others. Are you prepared to condemn him and all who come after him to servitude and slavery? Your Honor, Starfleet was founded to seek out new life. Well, there it sits. Waiting. You wanted a chance to make law. Well, here it is. Make it a good one.
And you know what makes this moment even better? It wasn't an easy win for Picard. Prior to this monologue, Riker had an argument strong enough to doubt Picard's ability to save Data. In fact, the whole androids are meant to serve points from earlier came from Riker, which makes Picard's ability to refute that stance all the more impressive. While lesser stories would rather have a simplistic good versus evil conflict, TNG challenges our perception, going as far to make us feel like we're about to lose in this battle of wits, until we have a better understanding of the situation and refute the opposition with our newfound perspective. And this is all done without the characters coming off as preachy or cartoonishly evil. Maddox isn't a bad guy, he's just a frustrated man with good intentions, who by the end appreciates Data more than before. Then there's Riker, a friend of Data, who has to represent Maddox during the trial because no one else was qualified to do that. If he refused to do this, then Data would be deemed property automatically. But that didn't happen, which leads to this nice payoff between the two.
Sir, there is a celebration on the holodeck. I have no right to be there. Because you failed in your task.
Oh, God, no. I came that close to winning, Data.
Yes, sir.
I almost cost you your life.
Is it not true that had you refused to prosecute, Captain Lavoie would have ruled summarily against me?
Yes.
That action injured you and saved me. I will not forget it.
You're a wise man, my friend.
Not yet, sir. But with your help, I am learning.
This is how you write good sci-fi. TNG explores AI ethics and existential topics while creating interpersonal drama without ever pandering to one's morals. By delving into philosophy, the series is able to ask thoughtful questions related to Data's existence. Is Data a machine? Yes. Is Data property? No. Does Data have a soul? Does he even have a consciousness? We don't know, but Data should at least have the freedom to discover that himself. And I found the discussion that led to this conclusion interesting, entertaining, and enlightening. So when deciding who did it better, am I saying that Data won?
It is a matter of perspective, Doctor. In the strictest sense, I did not win.
Data.
I busted